Hi everybody, this is a fun and simple way to use regular book pages out of any book to decorate your junk journal. Maybe you don't have a lot of extra supplies, but you'd still like to have a whole hootenanny lot of fun. So I'm going to show you some very basic and simple ways you can do that. Okay, so here's a journal that I'm working on currently. It's got a fabric cover, and I'm just going to open it up in random places, and we're going to see how we can use some basic, good old plain pages to do this. And I'm literally working with scraps or what might become scraps. So one thing you can do, which is a very easy thing to do, if you have a contrasting page, you can just put a strip down this side. Now these are going to be very basic and very easy things that anybody can do, but they're fun, and you don't have to ink them, but you can if you want. And I'm using gathered twigs as a brown today to ink. So sometimes when you tear paper like this is a blue dauber, and I just put it in the brown. How about them apples? Oh, I thought that was my here it is, my brown. Okay, I'll try that again. Okay, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of ink on the edges to make it look more vintage. And I like working with text block, text pages. Text pages, what is that? That's a book page. That's this. Anything to do with text, I think it looks really cool. And when you mix the text, I think that can look even cooler. So let's just start with some basic ideas. I'm just going to put that there, very simple, very non-complicated, and we're moving on. I'm just going to go randomly through here, just different pages. Maybe you want to use some different kinds, different colors. This is a different language. And see, there's a natural break in the page here, and we can incorporate that into our design. So here's a page I'm probably not going to be using, but I might use that to mount this too, so it gives it a little bit more structure. Probably not going to use the whole thing, but maybe I'm going to make a pocket or a tuck or something out of this particular book page, and glue it onto here, and that's going to give it the strength. All right, and it also will prevent this particular very pretty little piece from fracturing anymore. And okay, I'm just going to put that maybe here. Okay, now what I can do is, let me get a bigger pair of scissors. I can trim this out, maybe I can even leave a little edge, and that will give it more structure. And I'm going to go maybe 1/8 of an inch around. Now at this point, I can either follow this line exactly, or I can leave it, I can go straight across and just have it be like that. But I think I'm going to follow the line. Not exactly, but somewhat. And that's going to, I'm not going to use that delicate little edge of the brown paper because I think it's going to be too fragile if people try and tuck things in and out of here. So that's what I'm going to do. I know I left this undone, which is the big no-no in the crafting world. Don't leave your glue open. Well, it's forgiving me right now. Okay. And I'm just going to make it a U-shaped pocket. I'm going to put it here. So these are just fun, goofy things that you can do. Here's another book page. Now this one has some pictures on it. These are kind of cool. I might even use a little bit of a juxtaposition. Not my favorite word. I don't know why I have certain feelings about different words, but I do. Do you have feelings about words? I'm a weird duck in that way. Was really having a hard time with the word whimsical, but I think I'm warming up to it. And okay, so I'm just going to cut a bunch of these apart. The descriptions and the pictures, because I think they're kind of cool. This old, it's either a barometer possibly, or a clock. I think it's a barometer though. It looks like a barometer. We used to have one hanging in my house when I was growing up. All right. And that's cool. This is a compass, I think, or some kind of gyroscope, or something navigational. Kind of cool. And I think it might look cool. Maybe these pictures and maybe a description. Just randomly placed on a page. Doesn't have to be matching. It doesn't have to be exact. It can just be for purely eye interest and inspiration. And we can also co-layer them. And they're not, these aren't designed to be a functional pocket or a tuck. I know. We actually make things that are not pockets and tucks. But maybe they're just inspiration. Or something of novelty. Somebody can look through and like, oh, my grandfather used to have one of those. And they might read it and see what it's all about. And that's kind of fun. So I want to show you that there's really 1,000,001 things that you can do inside a junk journal. And you don't have to be limited by the traditional way we do things if you've been doing it a while. And sometimes we get into a rut. We get into a rut. We do it the same way over and over again. Then it becomes mechanical. And it can lose the fun. And I'm all about keeping the fun. So if you can find ways to keep the fun, keep yourself inspired, do things maybe a little bit differently. Or if you're really grooving and you love doing it the way you're doing it, keep doing it that way. But if you want to, if you want to have a little fun and do it a little differently, by all means, whip out that fun and start doing it differently. So that's what we're doing today. Yeah, okay, here we go. And we have this. So, hope everybody is doing dandy today. And this looks really good. Okay. Okay. So that's kind of cool. Just a page of interest. Okay, see, didn't quite efficiently do that. There we go. Now I have efficiently done that. So very simple. Very non-committal, nothing scary, nothing, we don't have to get all nervous. Okay, so we have this here, and I think I maybe want to use these little scraps and maybe make a cluster just for fun, because I've got the contrasting color of papers, which I think would look really cool on here. So, and we can do a traditional cluster, which I guess is just taking 3 to 5 or 2, whatever you want, just grabbing a bunch of these things, stapling them together. You have a cluster, and then you maybe stick it on here, and you call it a day. But this time I think we're going to do it just a strange, weird, different way. I'm gonna like, it's gonna look like a kind of, not like a birthday cake, but kind of, it's gonna be instead of all crossed, I'm gonna go layered upwards. Yeah, and you can do it on itself, and you can add pieces to it, almost making a franken cluster. I know. What is that? Nobody knows. But here you see it before your eyes, the franken cluster. I think it's a new evolutionary species in the junk journal world. These also don't have to make sense, by the way. They can just be a random collection of papers, because it's the presence of the paper itself is sometimes the interesting thing. So somebody might come along and like, oh, I wonder what that was all about. And then they realize that Pam is just nuts. And it has no rhyme or reason, but actually it does. It's the texture of the paper, the fun of the paper. And this text is different than this text. So that might be fun to put a little piece of that there, and maybe with a tear. I do love a good tear. I like the process of tearing, and I like the way the torn paper looks. It's a small joy in life, but it's all I got. So I'm going with it, and I'm using simplicity to guide, not trying to overthink what I do, but just have fun with the paper. And the paper will guide you. It's funny how it sort of thinks for you. You'll be looking at it, and all of a sudden it'll say, I need a little piece right there, please. There we go. So now we have a little, what did I call it? A franken cluster. There you go. So let's go a little more deeply in the book. It's a nice little page. Okay, so maybe now we're going to take a book page, and we're going to do something with it. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold it up, and in good old snowflake style, if you remember making snowflakes, I'm going to cut some petals. So I'm going to leave this attached. No idea. I probably want to tear it. And it's thin enough. I think I can tear this. We'll try. I don't know what this is going to end up looking like. It might look totally ridiculous. I think I started in the wrong spot. Oh, well, okay. All right, so I think I have what looks like, oh, this is just plain bizarre. It looks like a big X. Well, we could do that. Okay, so I just wanted a shape. Something random from a book page. And maybe I'm going to do another one, and maybe I'm going to cross them or something. Let me just see what I have here. Is this the blue one? Yeah, this is the blue one. Of course. Of course. All right, so what did I do? I took a regular page. I folded it. And then folded it again. And where they meet at the center, that's going to be the uniform spot. And so I'm going to try and cut these. Okay, I'm going to have to start it a little. Okay, start it a little. There we go. Okay, and I can keep tearing. Yeah, oh yeah, that's easy peasy now. Okay, and I can make these shorter. They don't have to be the same size. No, there's no rules here. This is the world of junk journals. That's right. It's not like knitting or sewing or everything where you have to play by the... No, you can do whatever you want here. It's just paper. See how this one looks so different, right? But we cross them. All of a sudden we have this cool flower. So we're going to roll with that. And make a cool flower. But I think I'm going to do something even more bizarre on this weird, cool flower. And I could just glue it down as is and be done with it and be totally happy and fulfilled. That's as far as you want to go. But I'm going to do something a little strange to it. Just because it's fun. I've got no reason not to. It's only paper. We're allowing ourselves to create with reckless abandon. This is it. This is it, people. We're going deep today. We're going off the map, creating in reckless abandon, because the imagination is just saying go for it. So hold on a sec. Okay, I grabbed some stencils. And by the way, there are some stencils in the Christmas bundle. So if you haven't gotten your Christmas bundle yet, they are still available. They're in my Etsy shop, and they're collections of old and new crafting items, heavily based on Christmas, but also some things that you can use year round. And there's well over 100 plus pieces in each one. So grab them while they're there. And okay, so this, I'm going to just move this over here. I'm going to stencil them. Yeah, I just thought that would be fun. Okay, so one of my favorite stencil, where is it? Oh, over there. Okay, I'm so happy with I have to show you because it just makes me feel so good when I look at it. This is my dauber drawer now, of which I can actually navigate and see and find things. And I'm going to use, this is brown. I could use a colored one, but I think I'm going to go with brown. And I had to clear it out because it was getting too full. And there were some sad, sorry cases in there. Can we just say that openly among friends? Among paper friends? Yeah, it was getting bad. Yeah, so somebody had to come in and clean out the drawer. That happens every once in a while around here. Not as often as it should. But when it does, it's a good thing. Okay, so that's kind of cool. We're just giving it a different look. I'll use a different stencil for this. We still have enough on here. And these are great if you haven't ever gotten one of these densely packed paddle brushes. You can get them in the makeup departments. You can get them in the craft stores. But they're really good for stenciling. They just make it so easy. So grab yourself. Well, I mean, if you're like me, you can use one and use it for all your colors. But if you want to keep your colors clean, you might want to grab a few. At least for our browns and greens and blues and pinks and stuff like that. Okay, so we have that and we have that. And I want a little bit there. Looks a little naked. Okay. And then maybe you want to keep a baby wipe present. If you're like me and you ink everywhere except for where the ink is supposed to go, then you can do this fancy move. Look at me cleaning. This is a rare sight. Here in the wild, we rarely see the creature called Pamela do this to her mat, and she cleaned it. Okay, that's pretty impressive. I'm impressed. All right, I have this. Make sure I'm upright. Yep. So I have a relatively plain page here. Now you could do this a million and one ways. You could do it off to the side a little bit. You could do it this way. Or you could do it right in the center. Well, that looks kind of cool too, doesn't it? We could just do a little bit of a torque. I am thinking that looks kind of cool. This is a big weird flowery thing. Okay. And now, okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it into a very strange double belly band. I know. This is going off the deep end. You know, hide your children because we're going deep. All right, so I'm just going to stick this one. Why? Because we can. That's why. We're goofing around with the paper. All right, we're putting that down there. And when this glues on here, that opens up a belly band area here where you can tuck a cool piece of paper or something like that in there to hold a treasure. And then if we put this one on and we glue it this way, because we're feeling extremely fancy today. All right, so this is, remember, if you don't have a lot of stuff, you can still make stuff. If you've got one book, you can make a million things for your junk journal. So, and these are the bazaar. We're going into the bazaar. I've seen you, I've seen you, and I've thrown you. I've shown you so many like common things that we make. I want to show you some different things. Okay, so now this top belly band functions as such. There you go. You can tuck something in there, and you can tuck something in there. I know, right? Okay, now it gets even better. We're going to keep going. All right, I grabbed another page from the same book, which I think is kind of cool. And I have a little ruler here. I just saw it. Come on. I know you're here. I just moved you out. Oh, there you are. Out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to tear some angles. Some angle pages here. All right. Oop, no, that's all right. It's not exact. Who needs exact, right? This is a metal ruler with a sharpish edge. I'm using that to my advantage. So it's just got like a sharp edge on it. It's easy to tear paper with. A couple things you can do. One is you can do a book page, but it's going to be corner tucks. You could tuck something cool like inside this. Yeah, like something like that. Okay, so let's just go with that. I think I need to maybe make them a little bit smaller so I have a little more space in the center. And this is just an easy thing you can do. And regular book page thickness is fine. All right, and I like the contrast already. I don't think I need to ink that because I think the color contrast works well. Then we come down here. There we go. There we go. And then the kitty corner one. Yes, I know, the juxtaposed one. And if you feel like they're too close, you can just tear off another section of this. But let's take a gander and see what we got. Again, a very simple thing. Anybody can do, very beginner friendly. I could do that. But maybe I'll make it just a little bit thinner. And I'm even going to hand tear this because I'm just feeling that wild. Just that wild. There we go. There we go. Opposing corner tucks. Just make sure you glue the right side. And you could really use any glue here, but this is just handy. This is Fabrifix, clear silicone glue, fabric to fabric, fabric to paper, paper to paper. You can also use Fabri-Tac. Sometimes that's easier to find online. Beacon 3-in-1, Elmer's glue, school glue, that kind of stuff. It's all good. And so I love these. These are little diagrams of different hay seeds and grasses and things like that. And that's a pretty page. Let's take a page of this, which was retrospectively played with. Tuck it in there. If it's not, I'm going to hope it fits. If it doesn't fit, we're going to have to, you know, make it fit. Okay, and I'll just take a shimmy off of that. And I'll have to take a shimmy off of that. Didn't want to do that, but apparently I have to in order to get it in my pocket. So sometimes when you fold this older paper, it's going to work with you and be able to easily tear it along the lines. All right, got that little piece off. Got this little piece off. All right. Okay. There we go. Now everybody should be playing happily. I hope. Maybe it's too northy southy. Is it too northy southy? No, I think we're okay. We're good. So I got my page in. So that's basically how I'm going to use that. And you could put other things in front of it. But right now I think that's good. And then we'll go to another section in here. And this time I think what I'm going to do I'm going to grab a few punches, maybe some unusual ones. I don't know. I've got a butterfly. I've got a bird. If we're lucky, they'll punch. Let's try it. Okay, we're going in bold here. This is a dragonfly. This was one of my favorite ones, but sometimes it fights me, so we'll just see what we get. Oh, it's happy today. And we can also use these negatives too, so. Okay. I'm gonna just get 6 of these little butterflies. They're dragonflies. I know that. I know my insects. I don't know the difference between a safety pin and a paper clip, but I know my insects. Okay. Okay. Oh, see, just the way they land, they look pretty. Now, we could color them up. Why not, right? Or you could leave them as is. And maybe we want to put them on a page that has a little bit more color distinction. I'm trying to pick them up without destroying them. Okay, I have them. And sometimes these, I put cover pages. These kinds of cover pages. Oh, see, they would look nice on here. A lot of text there, though. Let's see what oh, maybe on here. That would look nice. So, or you could go here, but I think maybe here, that would look really cute. So I'm just going to randomly, now these are very delicate. So I'm going to put this kind of glue on them because I don't have to, you know, I might tear it if I try and use a glue stick. Okay, so I've got one. And when I'm doing little fluttery things like this, it's kind of fun to go in different directions. All right, there we go. And that keeps the eye rotating around. Like we need our eyes rotating around. We'll get dizzy and fall over, but we like it when we're being entertained by something on a page for some reason. It's interesting to have the eye move. It's kind of one of those art things. And yeah, get your eye moving from here to here to here. I don't know, I heard that in some art class at one point. And they were not fancy art classes. They were, you know, grade 8, grade 7 art classes. Okay, there we go. Is that enough? And you can always do the age-old, ever-faithful half off. And you can even, because these are very small and delicate, and if they're just going to stick off a bit, you don't have to tear them apart. You could just leave that little guy like peeking over the edge there. Yeah, he's fine. Even though he's going to stick out just a smidge, Rooney, it's okay. Because I said so, that's why. Yeah, and no other reason. If you want to stay within the lines, coloring in the lines, you just keep all your little dragonflies. Yes, I said dragonflies. All your little dragonflies in the page. But if you want to come off a little bit, it's okay. Yeah. All right, there we go. So just a, you know, a fun thing that you can do. What else was gonna punch out? Some birds? Sure, why not? Birds, happy bird. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we can maybe do some. This was half a page I have, but since I have this page to play with, why don't I just make some birdie birds? There you go. There's some birdie birds. I have a bunch of birdie birds here. All right. Okay. And I'll go somewhere else in here, like far away. We're going far away. Yes. Okay. Maybe a birdie bird here. No, not strong enough of a color contrast. Maybe, I think maybe a good coffee dyed page would be nice. Good, plain, dark coffee dyed page. We're gonna find one. So, okay, so if I can't find a pure one, where'd they go? Oh, they're all under here, under the thing. Okay. Put them up here. But to celebrate doing something different on this page, instead of just like randomly here, I could put them in the dark area, which I was thinking of doing initially. But I think what I might do is, okay, is that the brown one? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to brown them up a little bit. Whoops, go back here. Just give them, so you can darken them, and then I could even put them over here. I could do all sorts of things. So you can change their color tone, which is very easy to do with the inks. Maybe do I want to turn some around so they're not all flying in the same direction? Maybe I do. Maybe I'm going to be bold and just turn my birdies around. Oh yeah, see, he's much better this way. He's got all that text on him that way. Yeah, not so much there, but he's got text here, so we'll give him the flight of the condor this way with the text. Looking very texty. That's kind of cool. I like that. We got 3 and 12. Oh, you know what I could do? I could leave some white ones over here. So I could have some dark ones in here. This is not at all what I was going to do, but now I like that idea. Okay. And if you're finding those are not popping enough, you could come along and just get the edges. Not do the whole thing, but just for a little extra. It is officially called Popperoonie. There you go. That's how it's done. All right. So very easy ways to decorate junk journal pages. You can write around these for journaling. That would be fun. And you might think it might be weird, but it's actually fun. Yeah. You could write things related to birds, related to flying, related to freedom, that kind of thing. All right, there we go. I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, I'm going to get you a little darker on the edge there. Because these guys are real dark. I think they'll look best if they're real dark. This is how I get my fingers so inky. By inking. That's how it happens. I know, rocket science, huh? Okay, let's just put that there. Okay. Now I have everything and its mother stuck to my fingers. But that's okay because I know I had a good day when I'm all glued up. All right, so I think these could very well handle a glue stick. So let's try that. Get it up here. A gluey glue stick. Glue the glue stick down. One up there. Oh, even a little feather off the edge of the page. I don't mind that. I'm actually okay with that. It's okie dokie. There we go. Also, if you had a different scrapbook piece of paper, maybe you don't have coffee dyed pages, but you've got scrapbook paper and you want to do some different colorations like that. Like the darks and the lights. Okay, that's good. And I'll grab you. Get your little tuchus all glued up here. Be flying free with the big birds. I'm just kind of trying to orient them and, you know, like rotationally so that, again, the eye has something to follow. And here's my birdie in the other direction because we are that bold to do that. Here it is. Oh, yeah, a big glob of glue there. Okay. All right. So just kind of a cool page. Fun. Nothing pressuring. Nothing heavy. I'm going to wipe my fingers here with my little baby wipe. I'm so happy about that. So yeah, just some fun random ideas with book pages. Maybe we'll just do a couple more. At least one more. Okay. Go in the middle somewhere. How about here? Okay, I do have this angled page. So what have I got left? Let me look to see what I've actually got on my desk. I got a bunch of these. Got that. Got a bunch of these longies. This is getting fun right here, this stuff. I'm starting to see something come of it. All right, I think what I'm going to do is, where's that paper? All right, we're just going to use a regular piece of paper because it's right here. And that's all I have. So I don't want to ink up this because I'm going to put my journal down on it. I don't want it to pick up the ink inadvertently. So I'm just going to maybe lay these on here. And then I'm going to ink them. Yes, my good old gathered twigs, brown dauber, and just give them a little bit of intensity the way we did with the birdies. But this is obviously not a birdie, so it's going to be something different. And I don't know which ones of these I'm going to use, but since I have them on my desk here, I thought I'd use them up. And sometimes your scraps give you ideas, so stay open to what is in front of you. And okay. Oops. And then tear them apart because that happens sometimes. I know. It's all right. It's only paper. Okay, here we go. Oop. Unfold that. So, yeah, I'm doing my best to put my full-length video link to my shorts so that if you want to explore the full video from the short, it's easily accessible. It's going to be in the description of the video, and also I'm going to go back and put a comment with the full video link there, so hopefully you can get those. All right, so we have that. Okay, so one thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to square off this page. This is not necessary, but I'm going to just show you an example of what that is. So this piece here is on an angle. This is straight. So I'm going to come and fool the eye and do something that looks like that. giving it a squaredness. Don't know if this is going to work. We're going to try. Okay, put a little bit of Dobby blue, just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put that where we want it. Yep, there we go. Everybody's good. Okie dokie. And then a little more under here. You can see that. Yep, yeah, I can see it. Okay, there we go. So now we've squared up that page. And it's square on this side too, which is kind of cool. And if you're not a big fan of, you know, the ring, these little circle things, but although they're very nostalgic to me, I really don't mind them. I think I'm going to go ahead and frame this page in just a random, weird little frame made from scraps that have been inked. Very simple. Again, anybody can do this. That's going to cover the one hole, although they don't have to be covered. And they're weird on the top and the bottom, and I may tear those up. I don't know yet. I don't know. Okay, so I can definitely come down this side. I think I might leave the rumpled edge in. I think I might make it in. I might have to do a little add-on because I ran out of paper. It's okay though. Why? Because I have more paper. That's right. I'm not running out of paper. Here's a little piece. Okay, more paper, more scraps. There's never a shortage of scraps, it seems. So there we go. And then maybe something across the top. We have this piece. That would work nicely. But then we also have this lovely little piece. I think this piece wants to be there. Thumb technique works well here. Go gently if the paper is old or it will tear, but you could just glue it together again if it tore and it's going to be all right. Yeah. All right, there, and I've covered that O up there, the O, the circle. And if you didn't quite cover it, then you come back and you can do something like that. You can, because it's just paper, and you can build upon itself. It's almost taking on the look of planked wood. And you can soften the edges, adding some planked wood in there. And now here I'll add some more planked wood. Almost making a picture frame style design here. Maybe I'm going to do that. Yeah. And this is going very random. We're just doing it. Okay, that's got the brown on it. We'll go with this. And okay. Again, random design. I think this is our last piece. Nope, we got two more pieces. Okay. So, gently again, gently. Not too hard. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna do this. How about that? So you can do that. You can layer them in as you want. Maybe another little square piece down here. It's more rectangular. And then we're gonna put something in as a focal point. Just for fun, and I'm going to show you a myriad of things that you can do. There. Okay, I'll tear you off. There we go. Now I have this weird frame thing. I think I would like to do a focal point. I think I'm going to. Yeah, look at me. I'm closing that and taking all the glue glob off the top. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. Look what I did. Now I dropped my glue. There it goes. Sonny, can you get that? No? Never mind. I'll get it. Okay, I got it. I don't want to forget about it down there. Also be a glue disaster. Okay. I could tear one of these out and just put it in the center, which would look really, really cool. I could put 4 of them here and that would look really cool, and I might do that. And then the other thing I was thinking was I could do a stencil design in the center. That would look really cool as well. But since we're working with book pages and, you know, whatnot, I'm going to grab the book page whatnot stuff because I really like these pages. There's some grasses, diagrams. They're just so pretty. And sometimes it's fun to use what you got, you know. I want to tear them. I do. Okay, here we go. Tear. And it's okay. Just keep telling yourself as you're and I know everybody, like there are those of you out there that are curling their toes at me tearing up these pretty images, but I feel like I'm freeing them from the paper because nobody would look at them otherwise. I mean, they'd be sitting in a pile in my house and nobody would know they were there, and I'm not honoring anything by that. So this is me getting it into a journal, letting somebody else look at it, enjoy it, maybe sparking interest. You never know, maybe they're going to go plant a flower garden just because of this moment. Or maybe they're going to buy their mother a posy. How about that? That's a good day. All right, it could happen. Will you give me that at least? I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. Okay, they're a little wide. Okay, so maybe I'll put the little one down here. Oh, we could put 3. That looks kind of pretty. But no, too cluttery. I just want to keep it simple. Maybe we'll just use the 2 big ones because that's plenty in there, I think. I will ink them a little bit just to emphasize and just use the prettiness of the book page. So this was really off the wall. Bizarro. We went bizarro here. I'm hoping you're okay with it. Are you okay with it? Do I need to reel it in? I'll reel it in if you want me to reel it in. No, I won't. But if I did, it wouldn't be me. It would be somebody else taking over my channel, because we're going to always push the envelope here a little further. Where can we take this? Where can we go? Where have we not ventured yet? Get a little more intensity. I'm going for intensity. Get the ink on the dauber, Pam. Don't be shy. Okay. I'm deep inking. Deep inking. Sometimes you got to go around twice. Sometimes you do. Okay, let's put that down. Oh, that's going to look really cool. Okay. All right. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, I like that. Okay. So just a unique oogle page, as we call them. Just, oh, look at that. It's going to be one of those. You know, when you're going through a book or a textbook or anything, or one of those coffee table books, you oogle. You know, you don't have to do anything. They don't have to mean anything. It's just you're oogling. And this is an oogle page. So not every page has to be a tuck or a pocket. I want to free you of that. Because it's you can totally do tucks and pockets the whole way through, and that's dandy. But maybe you want to try something different other than a puck or a tocket. Right. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Maybe you want to do a little bit of art. And this is kind of mixed media, getting you into... I'm just taking off these weird little ends because they're bugging me. Okay. Mixed media art. You're just playing. So there you go, folks. What a crazy, goofy day. Okay, so let me see if I can find snuffers. And oh, guess who happens to be right here? Hello. Hello, snuffers. Are you ready? You are? Okay, well, come along. It's pop day time. We'll hope you pre-planned. You know, we've been talking about that, how a journalist is always ready for... Are you moaning? You moaned. Hello, everybody. It's Sunshine, Junior Cub Pup Reporter, completely unprepared yet again for the pup date. Okay, so, Mother, I think you did a really nice job. Honey, you cannot hide behind flattery. You need to come up with your own stuff. Okay. All right. Last night, I slept through the night, and there was no disturbance, and there was no upsy downsy, up the stairs, down the stairs, onto the bed, off the bed, none of that. No, it was very snooze-worthy. And we all like that because everybody gets a good snooze-a-rooney. And if you didn't get a good snooze-a-rooney, then you are missing out, because that's where it's at. It's either snooze-a-rooney or snack-a-rooney. And if you get those things in one day, you had an awesome day. Thanks. Sunshine out. All right. Well, that was very deep, and I can tell you really pre-thought that in the depths of a day in the day of the life of Sunshine. Okay. So if you don't know, I have my Christmas bundles. Grab those. They're in my Etsy shop right now. Very cool. And also I have a free monthly email newsletter. You get a free digital image emailed to you every month, a checklist of supplies, note from the bookmaker, a page list of ideas, and 500 junk journal supplies and something else I can't remember. You also get junk journal tips, updates from me, and also a peek at my new DigiKits that come out monthly. And DigiKits are printable, downloadable images that you can use in your junk journals. They are themed: birds, Victorian, butterfly, dragonfly, you name it. Dandelion. I should do a dandelion one. I just thought about that. Okay, maybe the wrong time of year. I don't know. And what else? My videos come out Wednesdays and Saturdays, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. My podcasts, new audio material, comes out Tuesdays I'm also producing short videos now, which are little snippets from my longer videos. So if you see a little short and you want to see the whole video, I'm doing my best to put the link for the long form video with that short. Also, I have an Etsy shop if you like journals and bundles and kits and fundles. They're available in my Etsy shop, the Paper Outpost Etsy shop. And also, the easiest way to find is www.thepaperoutpost.com. Actually takes you directly to my own Etsy shop. It's not mixed up with everybody else's stuff, so you know you're buying stuff actually from the Paper Outpost only. I have FUNDLEs, which are collections of old and interesting paper. If you like old book pages, old antique ledger, checks, receipts, postcards, black and white photos, music, dictionary pages, nature pages, all sorts of things, over 100 plus pieces. You get free priority mail shipping with that, and it's called a FUNDLE. That's available in my Etsy shop. Now, if you like the digital printables, but you don't like to print, I will print them out for you. I have a print and mail option. Just click on that, purchase that, and then give me a list of the 10 DigiKit names that you would like. I only need the first 2 or 3 words, and you send that to me through Etsy message, and that also comes with free priority mail shipping, and that gets you 50 printed pages on nice lightweight cardstock to use to cut up for junk journal cards, tags, pockets, cover art, spine art, however you want to use it. Really pretty themed pictures. And also you can find me in Amazon. I have an Amazon shop, the Paper Outpost Amazon shop. I do my best to put the links to the items that I use in there. And you can also look at the product link on the new videos that comes out. It's a thing that helps people find stuff. And also I have a merchandise shop. If you like the phrase create with reckless abandon, or everything is a craft supply, until proven otherwise, you can get that on a t-shirt, sweatshirt, zip hoodie, mug tote, or water bottle. And come check me out on Pinterest, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook group. Come and join our Facebook group. Doing a lot of fun over there, doing weekly and monthly challenges. Also, if you join that, you will get, with every weekly challenge, a printable downloadable image attached to the weekly challenge and the monthly challenge as they come out. So there's an access to more. They're similar to DigiKit pages if you're interested. So that's another free way to get that. All you do is sign up for the Paper Outpost Facebook group page. It's not the Facebook page, the Paper Outpost Facebook page. It's the Paper Outpost Facebook group page, and then answer the 3 questions, and then agree to the rules of the group, which are pretty friendly and easy. But we just try and keep it narrow and focused and organized so everybody has fun and stays on target. And thank you to our admin and mods for helping keeping it a safe and happy place. And also remember, most of all, that fun can be simple. And by golly, create with reckless abandon. Have fun out there and grab a piece of paper, tear it up, and ink it up, and go have some fun. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.